Alright, back. Just had a minor computer problem, but I'm gonna just go ahead and get back into what I was saying. Because basically, alright, it says that dreadlocks basically originated in Africa. And what I was going into was it says they go back to East Africans like the Ethiopians, the Kenyans, the Maasai peoples of Africa. It says the Sedhus of Nepal, India, as Elam, and the Sufi. Alright, it says the Maori people of New Zealand, that's Japhet, the Maasai, yeah, like I said, and the Oromo of Ethiopia. They go to Ethiopians. It says, and the Sufi, Malangs, and Fakirs of Pakistan, ancient Spartan warriors of Greece, and medieval Irish warriors. So, you know, basically dreadlocks originated with the heathen, man. That's a heathenistic custom to wear dreadlocks. History. I'm going down to history. It says the first known examples of dreadlocks date back to North Africa, and that's Ham, man. You got the Libyans, Sudan. You got Kenya up in there. And then you go towards east where you got the Ethiopians and whatnot. Put Mizraim. So basically, Hamites, man, they were known for wearing dreadlocks. It says in some parts of West Africa, Maasai men found in the region of northern Tanzania and southern Kenya claim that they have been wearing dreadlocks for as long as they have survived. Even today, Maasai men can be found easily donning their dreadlocks with a tint of red color from the soil. Alright, I think they got an example of that on here. Okay, they don't. Alright, it's a lock here. But, matter of fact, I'm gonna get that. I'm gonna get that. Let's see. Okay, let's show these Maasai and these Hamites wearing dreadlocks, man. Because that's basically where Jake get it from. And here you go. Now these are Hamites, man. These ain't our people, all right. These are Hamites, man. These ain't no Israelites, all right. And you can see these are the Maasai, and they finished too, man. Real skinny, tall, bald headed. Women don't look good at all. Okay, so here's a couple of warriors, all right. And as you can see, try to get in a little bit closer. All right, they're wearing dreadlocks, man. They're wearing dreadlocks, and they claim to have been wearing it since it says as long as they have survived. So this is a part of their culture, man. Here goes some more. Here goes some more. So that whole dreadlock thing, man, that started with Ham, man. That's a Hamitic custom, man. Alright. Now, these are supposed to be the modern day Egyptians, right? You see them in their culture, they wear crowns and stuff like that, So, we're going to go back and we're going to read about the ancient Egyptians. It says Maasai men can be found easily donning their dreadlocks with a tint of red color from the soil. And you saw how those Maasai had them red, them red clay colored dreadlocks, man. It says in ancient Egypt, examples of Egyptians wearing locked hairstyles and wigs have appeared on bas reliefs, statuary, and other artifacts. Mummified remains of ancient Egyptians with locks, as well as locked wigs, have also been recovered from archaeological sites. So wearing dreadlocks and matting your hair with dirt and clay, you see, it talks about, it said earlier that, you could clean them, but they put dirt in their hair, man. You know, it says from the soil. So I mean, it's not clean. That's not godly, man. Dreadlocks are not godly, and the Most High didn't give us locks, man. Okay, He gave us braids and plaits. It says the Hindu deity Shiva and his followers were described in the scriptures, which is not the Bible. It's talking about the Vedas, all right, which is what the Hindus read. It says in the scriptures as wearing jata'a, meaning twisted locks of hair. See, they're twisted. They're not braided. All right, they're not braided. It says the Greeks, the Pacific Ocean peoples, all right, which the Pacific Ocean peoples is Japhet, which are the original Greeks. Okay, the Naga people and several ascetic groups within various major religions have at times worn their hair in locks, including the monks of the Ethiopian Orthodox Tewahedo Church, the Nazarites of Judaism, which they're going way off with that. It says Qalandari Sufis, the Sadhus of Hinduism, and the Dervishes of Islam, among others. Then it goes on to say the very earliest Christians also may have worn this hairstyle, because they're lying. Alright, Jake wore braids, man. It says particularly noteworthy are descriptions of James the Just, which is supposed to be the brother of Yahweh Shai. It says first bishop of Jerusalem, who wore them to his ankles. Alright, and it says he had dreadlocks, but he didn't have dreadlocks, okay? He probably wore braids, man. Alright, and then it says down to his ankles, which that's probably a lie, because scripture says a man's not supposed to wear long hair like a woman. So, he's always putting bones in there, man, but you know how to pick them bones out and get the meat. It says pre-Columbian Aztec priests, which they're Israelites too, were described in Aztec codex, including the Darien Codex, the Codex Tutelar, and the Codex Mendoza, as wearing their hair untouched, allowing it to grow long and matted. And I mean, they probably had braids. They're probably lying about the Aztecs, but it's probably true too, because Issachar was real. Tribes over here was real heathenistic too, man. Running around naked and stuff, sacrificing people to the volcano guys and whatnot. It's, just going off. But as you can see, all right, it says dreadlocks go back to Africa, man. All right. Wearing dreadlocks goes back to Ham and heathens, man. Our people shouldn't be walking around matting their hair and putting all kinds of crap in it, man. The Most High didn't designate that. All right, the Most High didn't designate our people to be wearing matted hair, man. Our people wear afros and braids and stuff like that, man. So let's go back to the scriptures. All right, and let's go back to Judges 16. Okay, and let's go back to Judges 16 and let's get let's get where I left off in verse 13. All right, because it says that his locks were matted, man. I mean, it says that dreadlocks were matted hair. But Samson said, it says that about Samson that his hair was weaved, man. Okay. So I'm going to read, Judges 16 and 13 again. It says, and Delilah said unto Samson, hitherto thou hast mocked me and told me lies. Tell me wherewith thou mightest be bound. And he said unto her, if thou weavest the 7 locks of my head with the web. So we know now that Samson had braids, man. He had plaits. All right. He didn't have no dreadlocks, okay? All right, we're gonna prove that. So now we're gonna look up the second word I want to go into, which is weave, weavest, and the Hebrew word there for weavest is arag. Okay, arag. All right, I'm gonna look that word up. Okay, the Hebrew word arag, man. All right, I'm gonna look that up, and what does it mean? To weave cloth, to braid Samson's hair. So when it says braid, it tells you that Samson's hair was braided. All right, so that's a cut, man. That's a cut to all Israelites wearing dreadlocks, man. And then it says, and then when you look up weave, it says to plait, to weave. Use of the spider, a weaver's beam. But basically, okay, it says that Samson's hair was braided. Okay. It says to plait. All right, weave, weaver, woven. So the Hebrew word for weavers is arag. Okay. Arag, which means to weave, to braid Samson's hair. So there you go. Samson had braids, man. Samson didn't have Samson didn't have no no dreadlocks, man. He had braids, like in this picture here, man. All right. He had 7 braids similar to what you see there, man. All right. These just more images of Jake wearing braids, man. As you can see here, little boy got cornrows. But Jake wear braids, man. So you see another Jake with plaits. And they're braided. As you can see, you can clearly see, the braids in the hair. Alright. And you look to the right, it says pin box braids. Okay. And those are plaits, man. Box braids, plaits. That's what, Jake is known for, man, wearing braids, man. Not no damn dreadlocks, Alright. So dreadlocks are off, man. Right, dreadlocks is nowhere a part of Hebrew Israelite customs, man. And it's shown through the spirit of our people. Alright, man, you got heathens trying to follow us and stuff too, man. But it's in our people's spirit to wear braids, man. When Jake started, coming back and knowing who they were, like back in the 70s and late 60s, we wore afros, man. And then we didn't just start dreadlocking out here, except for them dumb Rastafari down there in Jamaica following Selassie. But we was wearing braids, man, and braids was popular. About 10, 15 years ago, man, Jakes was wearing braids, man. You had Allen Iverson, Ludacris, Bow Wow, man. So you had all kinds of people that was walking braids, man. And look at those designs, man. That's you see those designs, man. That's creative, man. Ain't nothing creative or spiritual about no damn dreadlocks, man. Our people wear braids and cornrows, man. That's what our people wear. Those are locks, man. And I'm gonna get another scripture too. Go back to the blue letter. All right, another scripture in book of Ecclesiastes. All right, because the Most High, man. Before I get that, let me look up braids, man. Let's look up braids. Look up that word braid, man, because braids, those are locks, man. All right, and this is braids from Wikipedia. All right, and as you can see here, All right, these are braids on some strings. It says braids made from 3, 4, 5, and 6 yarns. So you can, you can braid hairs all kinds of ways, man. You know, it says a braid, also called plait, all right, is a complex structure or pattern formed by intertwining, all right, 3 or more strands of flexible material such as textile fibers, wire, or human hair, compared to the process of weaving. Man. And when you look up that word weaving, like we did earlier in the Hebrew, you look up that word weaving. All right, I think I probably went out of it, but when you look up that word weaving, man, it means to braid, man. Samson's hair, you know, and Samson had he had plaits, man. He had plaits. So it says a braid, also called plait, is a complex structure or pattern formed by intertwining 3 or more strands of flexible material such as textile fibers, wire, or human hair, compared to the process of weaving. Alright, a wide sheet of cloth from 2 separate perpendicular groups of strands. A braid is usually long and narrow, with each component strand functionally equivalent and zigzagging forward through the overlapping mass of the others. It says the simplest possible braid is a flat, solid 3-strand structure in some countries. Cases in some countries, all right, cases called a plait. More complex braids can be constructed from an arbitrary but usually odd number of strands to create a wider range of structures, wider ribbon-like bands. Okay, so you get the point, all right? So that's what we're dealing with here, man. We're dealing with braids, man. We're not dealing with dreadlocks. We're not dealing with we're not dealing with dreadlocks, man. Or locks or whatever you want to call them, man. We're dealing with braids, man. That's how the Most High set it up for a Nazarite to wear, man. All right. You know, Judges 16 real quick. All right, so you know, like I said, when you look up the word weavis, which is arag in the Hebrew, all right, arag, it says to weave cloth, like we read in the article, and it says to braid Samson's hair. All right, so Samson had braids, man. Point blank, period. He didn't have dreadlocks. Like some people depict Samson as having dreadlocks, or even the Lord. You know, you look up, you know, you go to, you look up Jesus, right? Who's supposed to be, you know, whose real name is Yahweh Shai, right? And they say he had dreadlocks, man. You know, see this bullshit? And look at this shit, man. See this shit? It's BS. It's bullshit. It says Jesus had dreads. You know? It says, it's kind of small. Let's see if I can make it bigger. You know? It said Jesus had dreads, man. And the Lord didn't wear that, man. It says Jesus Christ had dreads. So shake 'em. I ain't got none, but I'm planning on growing some. Old E40 line, man. But you see, man, they try to show the Lord with dreadlocks, man. Like that's supposed to be pro-black, you know? Nah, man, it's pro-Ham, man. Hamites wear that hairstyle. You know, ain't nothing spiritual or nothing clean. Ain't nothing clean about dreadlocks, man. That's what these Hamites wore, man. These nasty, disgusting. You know, and then no telling what else they use to mat their hair, man. Like I said, I was being nice when I said honey, but it said they use soil, man. You probably use, you know, cow shit and everything, man. Goat shit to mat their hair and lock it, man. You know, they stink. You know, you can't really clean. You can't really clean that, man. You can't really clean dreadlocks, man, and get to the scalp and the crown of the head. So I'm going to get another scripture, right, to show you how braids are spiritual, man. And the Most High talks about braids in the book of Ecclesiastes. All right, Ecclesiastes, the 4th chapter. Okay. And I'm going to start at verse 9. It says, this Ecclesiastes 4 and 9. 2 are better than 1, because they have a good reward for their labor. For if they fall, then one will lift up his fellow. But woe to him that is alone when he falleth, for he hath not another to help him up. Verse 11. Again, if 2 lie together, then they have heat. But how can one be warm alone? And the main point is in verse 12. And if 1 prevail against him, 2 shall withstand him, and a 3-fold cord is not quickly broken. And we all know a 3-fold cord is a braid. And it says it's not quickly broken. Alright, so that's a lock. You know, you can't break a lock. You know, you have to have a key or unlock it. You know what I'm saying? But it says a 3-fold cord. And I'm looking that word up. 3-fold. It says shalash. Alright, see how deep this goes, man. It says to do a 3rd time, do 3 times, divide in 3 parts. Alright. You know, and I think the spiritual number, the spiritual meaning for the number 3 is understanding. You know, you got knowledge, wisdom, understanding, mercy. Right? So, you know, it's spiritual, man. It says a 3-fold cord. It says, and if 1 prevail against him, 2 shall withstand him, and a 3-fold cord is not quickly broken. I said easily earlier, but I meant to say quickly broken. Yeah, because you need a key. All right, and then what's the Hebrew word for cord, which is a chawat. It says a thread, cord, line, string. All right, and we just seen that in when you looked up braids, man. It says a braid is a you know, like a cord. All right, and these are different examples of braids, man. So, you know, I just want to go into that and show our people that you know, Samson wasn't wearing no dreadlocks, man, and neither was the Lord. All right, because when you look up, you know, when you look that word up in Judges 16 and 13, and it says, weavest the 7 locks of my head, all right, with the web. All right, you look that word up, man. All right, where it says weavest. All right, I'm gonna go into it again. Where it says a weavest, which is a rod. All right, the Hebrew word a rod means to weave or to braid Samson's hair. All right, so Samson had braids, man. And then you know, you look up locks, because people still, I know Jake's still gonna try to justify, nah, man, no, those are dreadlocks. You know, well, I'm looking it up for you, man. The 7 locks, and 7 means completion, man. Shabbat, 7 locks, man. So those locks that Samson wore, maklapa, okay, maklapa means to braid, lock, or plait of hair. So he had braids of hair on his head. Samson had braids of hair, man. So you know, for all you dreadlock rosters out there, man. You know, Samson didn't wear. He didn't wear. Um, he wore. He wore braids, man. That's all. 666. But you know, that's basically the lesson on dreadlocks, man. I just wanted to prove, without a shadow of a doubt, that dreadlocks are off, man. Alright, dreadlocks is off, man. You know. So with that, I'm gonna give all praises to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the elders, man. I hope you brothers were edified extremely, you know, through this lesson. You know, extremely edified, man, because Most High is dealing with braids, man. He's not dealing with no dreadlocks, man. All right, so with that, shalom to you, Octo, and preaching the word, man. Stay strong, and shalom.